So we've got that main area completed. We have all these little walks. Now, for this walk, oops, I'm going to hide that L image. But for a lot of these walks, we're going to have that's going to be two risers, yeah? So watch, we have a couple of options to do this. We've already made one component there, yeah? But we could just grab that and make the same thing, yeah? Look, we also have a bunch of walls that we imported that should line up, yeah? So let's grab these. Move, here we go. Look, if we turn it this way, we can actually grab, there should be 1, 2, 3. This is on the north side, right? There should be 1, 2, 3 sets of walls too. So we could grab these walls that we have. You guys still have all those walls? I was going to start with these because there's going to be numerous places we can actually, if we make this a component, we can copy it multiple places. 1, 2, 3, right? Oh, and probably some on the other side too. So we locate the walls we want to use. They're still in that walls group. We're going to double click on them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make that a component. You can do it up here or down there. While I'm up here, I'm going to double click on that. So it's all selected, right click, make component. Yeah. Not good. Which ones? Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them. Okay. So look, let's do this. Let's orientate. So we're this way. Yes. So north is up, right? And the ones we want to do are these three right up top here. Yeah. So then there should be, if we look up, there should be a set right there, and right there. Good. So for ease, let's start with this one way over here. Can you see? Good. It's a little hard. So we're going to grab this guy. We'll zoom into it. And I remember these are going to be a component because when I make this a component, I copy it over here, it's going to be the exact same, right? So that's nice. I don't have to do it once. So then let's come here. I'm going to double click in here. Right click, make component. This is going to be stair wall 003 or something. And remember that this is checked. Place instances with component. So I selected this. If I don't have that checked, it'll make the component somewhere off in the middle of nowhere, right? Place selection with component. Create. So now I have a component. Yep. So then I'm just going to copy that over. And watch what I'm going to do. Well, first, let me just measure here to here. 1.8 meters from this corner to that corner. So all I'm setting it up to do is copy that one over to here, right? But I don't want to, it's easy. So now I know it should be 1.8 that direction. Watch, I'm just going to delete this one. Delete, now I have this component, M for move. Right? Click once. Once I start moving, you can see it moving along the red axis. It's already asking if I want to do that, right? What button do I push to copy it? Control, boom, right? And then I'm gonna type in, what was it, 1.8? There you go. We'll verify that again. Perfect. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna grab both of those and make it a group. Yeah. Make group. Now I'll pull that down to the walk and actually work on the stairs too. Everybody tracking with that so far? No. Where are you? Did you get your walls? How are we doing? What should I do? Restart? We good? We good? Awesome. Let's keep moving. So the M for move, we're going to drop it down to where our walks are, right? Click, and then if we lock it on the blue axis, we can bring it straight down, click right there, right? And then now you can see that this is in a separate group. It's straight back, right? So I'm actually going to bring this group into that group. How am I going to do that? Cut, look inside that group. Paste into place, right? Good. Cut, Control X, or you can go to Edit, Cut, right? Then I'm going to double click. I got to hit Escape a couple times, get out. Double click till I'm inside this group, right? Is there. I'm in the group, edit, paste in place. Boom. Okay, good. So, but then look, what I actually want to do is I want to grab this line work. I want to grab this face, and I want to put it in this block. Not in this component. Remember, we have a group that's both of these, right? I want to put this in that group. So then I'll have this, and then these two things in one group, so I can just copy it over and over. Yeah. Now you don't necessarily have to do this, right? We could just come right here with the line work we have. We could just hit push pull, make sure we're in the group, push. We need to come up. This would be 0.3 if it's two risers, right? Click here, 0.15, right? So we could do this. Then this guy, oops, we need to get into that component. So we have both of these selected. Push. You bring it, oops, click once, bring it up to right there would be even with the top, but I like to go a little bit beyond, so we could go 0.15, right? But the reason I was trying, we could, but so you could make that and then select it, like make sure we're in the group. And then we could make that into a group or a component, I guess, because we're going to copy it multiple times throughout the drawing. Yeah. Because I've got a lot of these stairs that are that same width and they have two risers coming out, okay? Should I back up to how I made it a group or where are we? Huh? You're good, okay. Did you make it a component or a group? I just got back. So start again, yeah? Or do you know how to do this? You know how to do it? Okay. So I shouldn't restart? So we're right here, right? Everybody? You got these guys as a group, and then there's components inside that group, right? So, but we have line work right here. We can go ahead and push up. This is going to be the top step where the building comes in. We're going to hit push, P for push, click once. And that's actually going to be two risers, so that'll be 0.3, enter. And this one will be one riser, so click here, ready to move, we hit 0.15. Okay. Stairs, right? So there's our stairs. It's our landing right when you come out of the door, then you'll step down one riser and another riser. Yep. You see over there? You can see there? Good. Okay. Let me know if I got to move. Oof. Hey, if you guys were late and missed water though, we all had Kool-Aid, so you guys make sure you share, okay? It's like a blueberry fruit juice. Very nice. You'll find it, it's deep. You'll find it has a little bit of ginger flavor. You're gonna love it. Make sure you guys share, yep. Okay, so we're here, we got our stairs, right? Let's go ahead. Then we're going to jump inside. We're going to double click. We're going to keep clicking till we're inside that group, inside the actual component of that wall, right? Then we're going to hit P for push, click once. Now, if we wanted to come level with this, that would be 0.3, right? There's two risers. But I like to go a little bit beyond that. So we're going to do it 0.45, 0.45. Yep. Because these guys are components, they're the exact same, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. Good. Now watch, then I'm going to make this whole thing. I'm going to make sure I'm in the right place. And I don't want to select this walk. I can actually come in and delete that walk now. Well, no, leave it there because we do need it to connect to the other side. But I'm just going to snag this like this. Oops. It'd be inside the group. Snag this. Right click. I'm going to make this a component, okay? 1.5 meter walk and stairs. Then once I make it a component, I'm just going to copy this thing. Anywhere else I see two stairs. Oops. So those three should be the same. Look over here, there might be a couple more stairs. This one has more stairs on it. But we can actually modify what we've made. To have another riser on it, right? But for those ones on the north side, you can copy all three of those. Once you make one, you're just going to do a move copy command over to those three. Yeah. How are we doing? I can back up and run through that again if you want. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Okay. How far back? Where are you? Yeah. Did you pull them up yet or no? Okay. Let me see where you are. Oh, yeah, that was fine. You can also now look at these ones here. Okay. So let's go all the way back, yeah? So you should have imported, ready? Everybody up here? I'm restarting. Should have imported our, did I make it? Inside, you should be able to click on all of these walls that we imported, right? Yeah. Okay, so if we can, and with the ones we want to be working on are the ones on the north side of the area, right? So this is the north side. Remember the plan view? This is the north side. We want to grab some of these guys up here. So zoom into that. This doesn't matter which ones you zoom into, but I'm zooming into the ones on the northwest, right? These guys right here. I think I'm recording. Right? We're going to make this, well, what we're doing is on that one on the left, we're going to make it a component, okay? So we're going to keep clicking into it until we actually get inside. We have all the entity clicked, right? Oops, it might already be a. So keep clicking until you get to here and you can select all the faces. The faces and, sorry, the face and all the edges. Then you're going to right click, make component. Yep. That's going to be wall 003 or whatever. Good. How are you guys doing? Good. All right. So then once you make it a component, we're just going to copy it. This wall on the left is going to be the exact same as this wall on the right. Yeah. So you got a couple of options. Actually, over here, the easiest thing to do, watch, we're just going to, once we're inside this group, we're just going to erase most of this. We're going to grab this guy, M for move. Oh, make sure that you're selecting the correct edge to move it over and copy it over. Yeah. So M for move to move it, and then control will give you the option to copy it, right? To here. Or you can move it and type in 1.8 distance over it. Yeah. Cool. And so that should be when you get to this point, you should have a component that is copied. Yeah. If you've got those made, you're going to drop them down to the straight down using the move command to where the walks are. Okay. So let's move it down. Now, if you're ever waiting, and you're like, because I'm trying to get like most of you guys at the same place. But if you're ever waiting, try to think it through. What's the next thing I'm going to do? Because you can open up the model. I gave you the final model. So look at it and try to start figuring out what you got to do to do the next thing. Yeah. Because what we're going to do eventually, I have the other one open. Don't. Eventually, we're going to pull in the actual townhouses, and then we're going to connect those to the walks. And then we're going to build tins in between all those walks. So all of it. So the same thing when we made one tin, we're going to be making tons and tons of tins. Yeah, tons of tins. But all right, so we're here, right? I moved it down, everybody. Moved it down, but it's not in the same group, right? We're in separate groups. So I'm going to grab what I just made. You can select both of those. Control X to cut it. Then I'm going to double click into this group. And I can click on it knowing that I'm in the group. And I'll click outside just so I know that I'm in it. File. I'm sorry, edit, paste in place, right? How are we doing? Fair? We're great. What are we going to do from here? Going to make those stairs in our group, yeah? Okay. So that we're here, we're going to make these stairs real quick, right? Are some people where I am? Yes. Okay, cool. Good. So what we can do, look, there's a couple options. We can go ahead and make a group now and then work within the group, or we can push and pull it up and make it a group. But watch how I'm going to select it. I don't want this line where I don't want this face down here, right? Because what we're going to have to do, if you look at this, we're going to have to, here's where we're going, right? We're going to have our townhouse. We're going to have our little stairs. And then look, we're going to have a walk. But as the walk comes out, it's actually, see how it's sloping? So look, if I look at my hidden geometry, you can actually see I just made a 10 from the bottom of those stairs to this walk. Okay? So that's where we're headed. We're going to make these guys, right? We're going to copy them. And then we'll actually come in and from the bottom of the stair, we'll select there, select along the walk, then make it from contours because it's going to be slightly warped. Yeah? Now, if we were actually building this site, this spot right here on a sloped walk would be level. Yeah? Because you would want to be coming out walking and then like stepping on a walk that's like 5 degrees or 25% or more, right? But in the model, we're just going to kind of do it really quickly so we can have it close. Okay, so each one of these, you can see there's hidden geometry and there's dashed lines, which means it's not a clean plane, right? So that's what we're headed to do. Okay, make sense? Okay, so we're back here and we've got, oh yeah, so we're over here. We made our components. So the reason I highlighted this walk right here, I don't want that walk to be in my group because that's the one we're going to have to remake as a 10. Yeah. But the stairs and the landing up here, it'd be great if we could make a group out of this. You're going to have components, right? You can have components inside of a group. Yeah. Yeah. And then everywhere that component is occurring throughout the model, it's still going to be the same. Okay. Does that make sense? Because look, on this north side of the walks, we've got, we have 3 different instances where we can use this same thing here. Yeah. So maybe we actually make it a component with components inside it. Yeah. Yeah. Either one, right? Exactly. Yep. You can do that, right? You can layer components in there, and you'll see that a lot in architecture where they're repeating doors and windows over and over again. So that'll be a component, right, of a window. But then inside that window, all the mullions, the little things that go like this, or the outside, or like the width of it, that'll be another component. So that all those are just components of the components. So then if you wanted to change one thing about that window, you change one of them and all your windows update, right? So it's kind of nice. So all that to say, let's just grab this. I'm going to select it first and put it in the group. Last time I pulled it up and then put it in the group, but I'm going to select left to right. And it's going to allow me to select just these faces in line work and also this group, right? I'll show you, yeah, the components I've got. I'm going to right click and we're going to copy this multiple times. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a component. Yeah. Make component. We're going to call this stairs and wall. Stairs and wall. 01. Okay. Now, then once we have that made, we can double click inside that group. These 2 are still components, right? So we can easily manipulate those. I don't know if I covered this, but anytime I'm inside of a group and I want to get out of it, I just hit escape. Yeah. Or you can click outside the group. So if I'm inside this group, you see the little dash boxes, right? If I click outside of it, it'll get me out of the group, or if I just hit escape, I can get out of the group. Group or component, same thing. Yeah. So in here, I'm going to push this guy up. That's going to be 2 risers high, right? I could start on the bottom one if that makes more sense, right? Push here. That's 1 riser, 0.15, right? The only issue with starting with the bottom is watch, this will happen. I click here. Oh no, sometimes it actually limits it to this height, but this one will be 2 risers, right? So that'll be 1.5 would be right there, but we actually need it to be at 0.3, right? And then we can double click into this guy. Maybe it's a triple click. Push this up. There's our walls. Now look, it could be a wall that sits right here. That would be at 0.3, but we want it to be at 0.45. Yeah. Because I like to have a little bit of a wall above my stair so people don't accidentally step off the side. Okay. Then I can hit escape out. And then I've got this component right here that I can copy over to these other ones that I just made, right? Oh, that I haven't made yet, but yeah, well, look for the ones that have the same number of risers, yeah? Right? Now, if it doesn't have the same number of risers, you can still start with this component. But what will you do to change it? Remember that process? Yeah, right click, make unique, right? Because a lot of these on the other side have like 2 more steps because they're coming down a little more grade. So then you just make it unique and then see how many of those you can just copy and paste. Cool? So once we make these walls, we're going to pull our townhouses in, and then you can actually start to connect townhouse to wall. That's going to go. Townhouse. Yeah. So townhouse is no. It's like a. So generally, we say like apartment, and like a townhouse is it's a full house, but it's still attached to the. That's it's not like a really big apartment. You know, yeah, townhouse, whatever. Yeah, apartment house. Yeah, attached housing. Yeah. Okay, so once you make one of those, go ahead and copy them over, right? Oops. There should be at least these 2 other locations where we can use them. There, and then here. Yeah, let's look over here. Yeah, so these have, look, all of these are the same width, right? And the same landing too. So you can make, it might be just easiest to do the same thing we just did in over here, right? Yeah. Because you can just make these, and honestly, it's good to practice how to make it really quick. Yeah. Because sometimes I'll pull components from other projects, but like on this one, I'm like, oh, it's going to take me 30 seconds to create it again, you know? And then I know all of these will be the correct one because you can see, and I know they're the same because I drafted it, but you could come in and say, okay, how long is this landing? 0.77 there. Should be the same in all of these when I drafted it. Yeah, 0.77. Okay. So all of these ones along the east are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can make one of those. These look a little different, but I'm pretty sure that they will work. For this model, we'll just copy them, okay? So if you get done with those 3 on the north side, well, you make those 3 on the north side, jump over here, do that same process with this side. You should be able to grab your walls from up here, right? You can choose these walls are a little bit more complicated right here. So do some of these that are just the same, and then we'll sort out this one together. Okay. So just if you finish that other side, jump into these. This is on the east side of the main area. Okay. So I'm going to come over here. This is on the east side. We finished those guys on the north side. They're the same component. I'm going to come over here, do the same thing. Oh, I guess I'll do it the exact same way. So we're doing the process, right? So I'm going to come to maybe the most northernly set of walls, which are these, which hopefully will line up with that last walk. Let's see. Should, if I run a tape measure straight down, bingo, right? So that wall is going to line up with that walk. So I'm going to come in and make these a component. Right click, make component. Wall, what is this, 04? Maybe? Width over here from there to there's 1.52. That should be 1.5. Is this? So it's gonna be 1.5. That's what I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna erase this guy. You're gone. M for move. Click here. Using that guideline, the green guideline, I'm gonna do 1. Oh, it should be 1.8. Then the inside of the walk should be 1.5. Yes, check. I'm going to grab these guys together. M for move. Drop it down. Hey guys, some of this also, I'm just recording so that you can come back and watch it. Right, so there we go. Oh, what is this? Who drew this thing? 1.52. My word. Well, anyway, we'll move that there to there. But let's check these other ones and make sure that they're the same width. I thought I drafted them all at 1.52. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that'll work. So then we got our stairs. Now it looks like on this one we've got 1, 2, 3 risers. Well, what we could actually do, we could actually turn this back on. We could calculate the exact number of risers we'll need. By seeing what our finished floor elevation is and then what this walk is going to be. But in order to do that, click inside this group. So if I can do that out here, double click inside, because I need to remove these, hide them for a moment. So I can see this is going down, yeah, 0.3. That'll be two steps. What about this one? Yep, 0.3, 2 steps. That'll be 1, 2. Should check over here. This might only need 1. Nope, 15.5 down to 15.1. Oh no, I guess it's a little lower than that. Yeah, so we might need actually a couple more stairs over here. But we're getting close. So we should have 2 risers over here also. Push this up. 0.3 would be 2 risers. 0.15, 1 riser. Now, in this instance, I only need 2 risers, so I'm actually going to erase this bottom. Okay. double click. Oh, keep selecting that image. That's in the wrong group. I'm going to copy these into that group. Control X for cut. Double click into this group, edit, paste in place. And I can get into this component, push that up 0.45, right? Because that's 2 risers plus a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to grab this and make that whole thing a component. Stairs and wall O2. Then I can copy that along here. I might have to change some of it though, because my FFE might be different, right? So what we'll actually have to do is look at this FFE and then where the block is. We might have to add or take away from this. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's okay because at least we started with this. Make all these and copy it. It's fine. Make each one unique or explode it and change it. But you have a good starting point for each one, right? You have a landing and some stairs. And then if you need more stairs, you can step it down and you can extend your wall, right? So it's easy. Oops. So I'm copying it to each one of these after I've made them. Okay, so make some stairs. Even if you don't get them all, we'll make some because we're going to connect our buildings to our walk that we've made so far. After we import the townhouses. House in a town. Do that. Good. Is it good? Welcome back. Okay. SketchUp. Yeah, what's up, guys? Justin, I literally just watched one of those videos of Caleb. I was like, yeah, have you seen this? That guy's awesome. He is so awesome. You guys should lobby to get him here, okay? That's what you well, now that I've got you going on some of the like the basic stuff, I mean that guy would be amazing. Yeah. No, not yet, but I'd like him to be my friend. Justin, do you hear that? Okay. So watch this. Let's go here. We've got all these. Hopefully you've got some walls. If you don't have all of them, don't sweat it. Okay. Don't sweat it. Well, what I want you to do is we're going to import the outlines, the building outlines for all the townhouses. Yep. And then we're going to set them at the correct elevations, finished floor levels, finished floor elevations that we have on our plan, right? FFE is finished floor elevation. You guys call it FFL, finished floor level. Either way. So file import. Right? We should be able to find townhouses. All a townhouse is like a house, big apartment, right? It's like a house that's attached to another house. Okay? Townhouses. It should be under files for students, day 1, CAD blocks, right? Townhouses. Now, all of your options, you should not change on any of your options. So if you hit import, it should just drop in right where you want it to. Did it work for you? Yeah, it did, right? Import. So it should drop right into place and look like this. Yeah? Cool. How do you say cool or in Swahili? I can say it in Spanish. Is what? There's got to be like 5 words for it, right? All right, so look, look. Okay, come back. So remember, right when we bring in that line where it's going to be in a separate group, right? So look, all of those, if I click in that group, I have view component edit, so it's hiding the rest of the model, right? I'm going to turn that off so I can see how high I need to move each one of these buildings, right? So, and the cool thing is each one of these in AutoCAD, they're each blocks, okay? So a block is the same thing as a component in SketchUp, yes? So we're going to move all of these into position. And then we're going to copy and paste a 3D townhouse from our other model directly into this. And then all of those same blocks are going to become components. And every one of those is going to populate. Yeah? Good? Did you already do that? Did you do that yet? No? Okay. Do you know how to do that? I'll show you. Back row. He already was skipping ahead to bring in the individual townhouses. So look, here's 16.5. You don't even have to close it. Like you could, if you wanted to, you could go in there and make a face out of it. But I just want it in there as a point of reference where we copy in another, where we actually copy in the 3D model. Yeah. So these are in separate groups, right? So we'll have to move the stairs up to the level of the townhouses, right? The apartments. So I'm just going to do each one of these at the elevation that they need to be, right? So I'm going to go in there and actually select that group, or that it's actually a component. M for move, click once, up arrow to lock it, right? 16.5, enter. Okay. Look at that. Next one is at 16, right? M for move, straight, oops, not copy, straight up, 16, enter, right? Everybody tracking with that, right? We've been doing this for days. M for move, straight up. What is this? Elevation is 15.5. Look, this will be 15 right here. M for move. Click on the edge. Up arrow to lock it. 15. Enter. This is 14.5. 14. So then if you zoom out, right, you should see these things. They're actually all staggered up the hill, right? Dropping down 0.5 meter between each apartment or townhouse. Yep. Yeah. M for move. So yes, you should get all of these guys pulled up, right? Look at that. Right? Now, once you get all those up, I want you to open up the other final model file that I sent you, right? But I want you to open it up through Windows Explorer, okay? I don't want you to don't open it up through SketchUp. If you open it up through here, file open, it'll only let you, want to close this file, yeah? But I want you to have two files open at the same time. So you just have to navigate through the file Explorer to the files for students, right? And there should be in SketchUp, there's going to be site SketchUp process section base 06, right? Open up that guy. And then you can have two windows of SketchUp open. Yep. Yeah, it's the only SketchUp model in there. Yeah. Under files for students, SketchUp. And it should look like this. Okay. So watch, even if you don't have all of your all of the footprints elevated, right? All of these, right? Where are we? Even if you don't have all of these building footprints, like outlines elevated, just pause 1 second. You guys know what you're doing with that. So let me show you how we're going to import the townhouses, apartments. You can call them apartments. Right? So all we're going to do, guys, watch real quick. Watch real quick. We're going to open up this guy, right? Now look, this way is north, right? That's the north side. This one right here is the one we want to use right here. Yes. The other ones, when I first made this model, I was doing it as a something I could draw over. So you can see this one's a lot narrower than this one. Yeah. I just needed it as a backdrop that I could draw over. So it's not a perfect model. Yeah. So this is the one we want to use. This one will fit on your footprint. Okay. So watch what you're going to do. You're going to find that one. You're going to click in there until you can select just the component, right? This is a component. We're going to hit Control C. Right now, look, if you come into the other model, you can do edit, paste in place, but it won't actually come into the exact location. But you can if I did a save as of that old model. If I do model to model, like exact model, this one's a little bit different because I shifted the base plane. You can actually just drop things from model to model, edit, paste in place, and it'll drop it right where you need it to. Yeah. But for this one, we're just going to do Control V, right? Or edit, paste, whatever you want to do. I always use shortcuts, Control V, right? So there it is. Right? Now watch. Wait, it's going to get even cooler. Watch. So it's asking you, where do you want to drop this? You're going to drop it right here, okay? Okay, but follow me on this. Keep watching. Because what we're going to do is I want you to line up. So then I need this thing to line up. See, that's where the door is, right? On every one of these CAD blocks, when I was in CAD, let me open my CAD as well. When I was in CAD, I drafted one of these buildings, right? And then I made a block out of it, and then I just copied that block. So these blocks, once you bring a block from AutoCAD into SketchUp, it becomes a component, okay? And that's very cool because of this thing that we're going to do right here, okay? So I need it to line up. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to make sure it lines up right on that corner, okay? See that? Right on the corner of that CAD block, okay? Doesn't really matter which one we start in because it's actually going to copy that. But look, the way you know it's lined up well is that the door should line up pretty close. I kind of made it close. It's a little bit off, but for this example, it's perfect, right? Now watch this. Now we're going to go Control X, which is what? Cut. Okay. Then I'm going to double click inside that one I was just using. This is the group, right? I'm going to go inside that component. Okay. And then I'm going to go Control V or edit, paste. Edit, paste in place. Okay. So now everywhere where that component entity was, right? Yeah, I now, whoa. Right? Isn't that great? And look, they're all at the correct elevation, right? All we got to do is connect them with a walk with your little stairs you just made. And then we'll make little tins out here to this walk. And then we're getting real close to something cool, right? All right, you guys see that process? Yep. Should I back up? Yeah. Let's do it. But you see where we're going. And now you're like, hold on. I need to know that, right? Wait till you see it because I'm going to do it with CAD blocks too. Look at this. So I really want to get to this today because this is what's really awesome about going in between CAD and SketchUp. Oh, yeah. Is it I can lay out all my plants the way I want to. And then I can easily, come on now. Oh, yeah, this will work. So we're going to do the same thing with each one of these plants, right? Or each one of these plants, right? So imagine, look, this plant right here is all of these plants. Can you see those selection? Right? If I move it, you can see it. See all these? So those are all blocks that I've made in CAD, right? And all of those are the same entity. So if I bring them into SketchUp, drop them down on my tin, and then I put one 3D plant in that group, what's it going to do? Right? It's going to populate the whole model like that. Yeah? So it's like really handy. And the nice thing is most of the time, if I'm getting things built, I'm working in AutoCAD. So I'm always kind of going back to CAD and I can draft real quick, right? In AutoCAD, I'm like, once I make this block once, I hit copy and then I'm like, all right, where else do I want it? Here, 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 planting, 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 right? Sure, it's the same in ArchiCAD, yeah? Yeah, but AutoCAD's better. Maybe not. I've never used ArchiCAD, but it sounds like it is if you get on bigger files, according to Professor Adea, right? So AutoCAD, it's probably a lot. Is it more expensive? Like AutoCAD's like even in the States, it's so expensive. Versus like like at home for my own company, I run like a light version, like LT, and it's still a good bit of money. But it's a good way to actually, if you're doing a smaller, like if you're not looking at using a lot of AutoCAD's 3D capabilities, which I normally don't, I use 2D in CAD, and then I bring all my 3D stuff into SketchUp. So it's like a third of the, or maybe half the cost. Yeah, but it's like a regular license for AutoCAD full is like $3,000. SketchUp's like $500, I think. But still, but they're really good. I mean, they do a lot. They enable me to do get things built and all that stuff. So that's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna come in and we're gonna populate each one of these, and then our whole model is gonna look amazing. Okay. So let's go back and let's look at this. I'm gonna say I'll give you a little bit more time to move each one of these footprints up, or these building outlines up, right? But when you finish that, you're going to come in here. Which one are you going to grab? You're going to grab on the north side, right? You're going to grab this one right here, because this one's actually, if you measure it, 7 meters wide, 6.98, 7 meters wide. That's the one you want to use. So all you have to do is come into this model. You're going to click inside, keep clicking. There might be a couple groups there until you can actually, until the whole component is highlighted, right? Control C. Jump back over here, Control V, right? And we're going to line it up with this. Then I need to click it again. I'm going to click the edge of that building. M for move. I'm going to move it directly to the edge of that line, right? Oh, are you guys doing it with me? Yeah, do it with me. Yeah. So here's the deal. Listen, even if you don't have all of them done, which ones do you guys have done? Do you have this one done over here? Yeah. So it doesn't matter which, that's a good thing to show. Look, so I'm going to say, let's start with the first one you did. Maybe you did this one first. Yeah. So we're going to copy and paste it into this one, but first we got to get it lined up. So let's come here, snag this guy, Control C, right? Everybody tracking with that? Good. We're going to jump back over to this model. Then it doesn't really matter. Like I know I was doing it right here, but it doesn't matter because remember, they're all the same entity, right? So I can pick any one of these and it's going to populate every one of them, right? But watch here. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go Control V, paste it. Now look, it's not as neatly lined up, is it? But what's the short command for rotate? Q. Is that G? Whatever. Right? So look, let's move it over here. I'm going to line it up with this edge, right? Should be right there. Okay, then I'm going to hit Q. All right, make sure it's on the blue axis. I can hit the up arrow to lock it on the blue axis. Click once. It's going to ask me what line I want to rotate along, or what. Yeah, so I want to rotate along this line. I can really click anywhere on this line. Click once. Now I'm rotating it. Then I can click on the back of this outline right there. Okay. Then what I want you to do, once you rotate it like that, just flip underneath it and make sure that door is pretty close. It looks pretty close. It's a little bit off right here. Probably had some intern draft this. It's actually me. But it's close enough for the model that we're doing, right? If I was trying to build it, I'd be a little bit more exact. But then we have that, right? What's our last step? Oh, is everybody there? Did everybody get it there and rotated? This is when it gets fun, right? Yeah. As though we haven't been having fun. All right, so click on, so make sure you have the component selected, the townhouse selected. Control X for cut. Triple click, keep going until you're all the way inside this group, right? I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, this component. It's a component. So we're inside there. You don't have to select that line. I just know that I'm in there. So, you know, I can click off of it and still be inside. I can tell I'm inside because of the dash box, right? Yeah. What do I do? Edit, paste in place, right? Wait for it. You guys ready? Bingo. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Now, technically, it's a little bit off because there shouldn't be a gap there. Who did this? Yeah, intern. Laying the, oh, you know what we'll do? Watch, we'll fix it. You guys ready? Watch this. You see, this is 7 meters exactly right there. Yeah. So it's just a little bit off. When I measured it, I accidentally measured this detail here. Intern. That's a rookie move, but it doesn't matter. Watch what we'll do. Watch this. So you can, for us drawing over it, that's fine. We could just use this, right? That'll be great. But if I wanted to be a little bit more exact, let's look at this. Watch. Let's double click inside. Now, if we're just inside this actual block right here, okay? If we tried to scale this one, if we scaled it, I hit S for scale. I could grab this and pull it out a little bit. But look, they're all components, right? So watch. All I got to do is do it one time. I can come over here and stretch it out just a little bit. Just to where it hits that line. I don't know if it'll let me do it. Click there. Easy. I just want one on the side right here. No, that's not it. That's not what I want. So what we need to do is actually go inside this component. I was hoping I could just grab it and slide it that way. But it's enlarging the whole thing. So let's go inside this component. You don't have to do this, but you could if you wanted to. And then we could just stretch that side, yeah? And sometimes I actually have to figure out the math to make it exact, but for us, we're just going to kind of eyeball it to right there. Oops. If you didn't follow on that, don't worry about it. Yeah. All I did was close that gap, but no one's going to notice it, and we're using it to draw lower. So, all right, isn't that cool? Now you've done a bunch of work, so hit save. Control S. What's our next step? Did everybody get their townhouses in? Yes. Okay, cool. Now pull up all your stairs, line them up, and we're going to start connecting with some walks. Yeah. So watch, let me show you. All right. So over here, this one is going to be on that FFE 16, right? So I should just be able to grab that and move it straight up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to grab this walk. Sorry, this, what is this? What is this? Stairs, right? I'm going to pull it straight up. M for move. Gosh, we're doing the same things over and over. That means you're getting good at them. It's coming straight up, and look, I'm going to click right there. Okay. And then just like that, starting to get somewhere, right? Now, what else? Oh yeah, that'll work. So look, I'm just going to copy these same things over. So I've already got this one up here. I'm just going to grab a nice easy copy point right there. And I know these next three have the same one. Oops. I'll do it from the midpoint of the door. Yeah, bring them up. Bring them up. Okay, now look. So you're going to be pulling up all of these, right? Pulling up all your stairs. Now look, this is when a little bit of we got to figure out some of the design. If the design is actually correct. So I'm actually going to click into this. Oh, that's a group right there. Okay. So my stairs are not currently in the same group as this. I'll probably group them together so I can build something in between them really easily, right? I wouldn't have to, but I think it's easier that way. So once I get it lined up, Control X, double click inside that group, edit, paste in place, right? Now they're in the same group. What's that? I'm going to explode this group because I want to be able to work with it. What's that? Now watch. Yeah, watch me real quick. You guys can move your stairs up by yourself, right? Get that down, right? All right. So then watch. So then this is what we got to check out. There should be a walk according to our plan view, right? Look down at the plan view. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's the stairs, right? Right, here's those stairs that we modeled, right? Here's the stairs that we modeled. I'm trying to connect this over here. The walk's a little bit off because the drawing was by hand and now it's more accurate. So I need to make this walk up there, right? But you're going to see it's not going to be a straight line, right? It's going to warp a little bit because it's coming into an angled walk, right? The walk that we're connecting to is angled. We're coming out of the townhouse. If we keep it straight, it's going to hit at a weird angle, right? So we need to kind of warp that concrete. I'll show you what that means, okay? That's what I mean right here. So we know how to do that because we've already made a 10. Well, watch what I'll do for ease. I'm just going to grab that walk and bring it up, and then we'll see how it looks. Oops. Walk, 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 walk. I'm going to make it a group so it doesn't stick to anything. I'm going to move it straight up to this, okay? Right here. Yeah? Now look, this one actually looks pretty close. Ah, but look, you can see, oh no, that one does look close. Oh, you know why? Because this block doesn't have any slope, does it? This one, in reality, if we were building it, it would. But this one doesn't. So watch, it does have a little bit of slope though, from here down, right? So watch, what do I have to do? All I have to do is select this edge, pull it up with the thread. So watch, I could jump into here, M for move. I could grab that one edge, M for move, lock it up, and I could put it, make sure it's connected right there. Okay. You guys catch that? Do you guys know where I got this walk from? Okay, cool. Grabbed it from down below. I just brought it up, right? Oops. All right, so I brought it straight up because I want to know where it's supposed to hit this walk, but now it's too low, right? So watch, I got a couple of options. I could grab that walk, M for move. I could just move it straight up, right? And have it hit even there, right? But then look, now it's covering some of my riser, isn't it? Because look, you can see it's not completely level, is it? So watch, but what I could do, so there's a couple ways. All I want to do is draw this. All I want to do is draw this walk. The easiest thing for me to do would just be to grab this edge and slide it down a little bit. Yeah. Now that would mean that there's actually, like, if we were building this, that would mean that there's negative slope from here down, right? So it's not correct, but in terms of modeling it and showing the client there's a walk there, it's okay if we just kind of fix it, yeah, or do it incorrectly because it's not all perfect, yeah. So watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna double click. I made this walk into a group just so it wouldn't stick to all my other stuff. So I would double click inside that group, select that edge, M for move, and then I'm just gonna click on the edge over here, and then whoa, hold on now. Oh, there's a break right there. So watch this. We do view. Oh yeah, hidden geometry. So evidently this line's already broken. Yeah. So let's not do that. Let's move the whole thing down and then change this end. Or watch, the other thing we could do is this. I'm going to delete this. So maybe this is all too confusing, right? We're in this space. I'm going to be working on like right where this is. I'm going to be working in that group. L for line. We're going to click here. We're going to come out on the green axis. I'm going to hold down shift to lock it on the green axis. Yeah. You can see it's locked. I'm holding down shift and it's locked like a lightsaber. Right. So I'm going to come over here and now that it's locked on that axis, I can come over and just select a point on this line to make it come over there. Okay. So there's one. Draw this line here, there to there, and I'll click again, there to. Let me flip it this way so you guys can see it. I'm going to lock it on the green axis again, right? Now, I've noticed some of you guys, so you can see I can push down my mouse wheel to get it to orbit, right? That's the orbit. And then my hand's always floating over the shift. Because if I hit shift, it turns to pan, okay? So I can toggle back and forth between orbit and pan. All right? So moving around in SketchUp is really key. And the better you get, of course, the faster you can do it. Anyway, so I'm rotating it around. I'm going to lock it on the green axis again. And then I'm going to come over and have it click right there, okay? And then look, then if I wanted to just make that face, I could go from that endpoint to there and I have a face, yeah? Make sense? Cool. Now, technically, we could just leave it like that because we're just going to draw all over this. Yeah. But I like to show how you could make it line up. Yeah. Like you could come in here, snag that line, hit M for move. And you could make it actually, I locked it to the vertical axis. You can make it line up like that. Okay. Cool. Does that make sense? So you can draw it by hand if you want, or we've already drawn them in CAD, so you can bring them up. Yeah. Do that first one with me. That one is like up here in between these two stairs on the north side. Okay. Because we're going to do the same thing down here, but remember this one does angle, and I want to show you how we'll do that. Yep. Oh, really? No way. Oh, I don't know. Let's go look. Who has a pink model? Okay. So I'm going to move this walk up from the bottom to there. Now look, we got lots of problem with this one, right? My word. What happened, right? What happened, guys? If you walk out to a site and this is how they built it, what are you going to tell them? You will now fix this. Okay. But look, so what we have to do, because this walk right here, this walk that we made is sloping, right? This one's sloping. Now what we're going to have to do, I'm going to draw some lines real quick. I'm going to just find out where this is. I'm going to find out where that line hits. Where that line hits, I'm going to draw a straight line down. And then I'm going to have 2 points along this slope line. I'm going to connect those. Then I'm going to connect these. I'm going to draw the outline, and then I'm going to hit from sandbox, right? Just like we did, just like the other way we've made tins, right? So watch. I'm going to cut that out, bring it into this group, edit, paste in place. Okay. Now I don't really care. I can actually just delete this face because I don't need it. It's not correct. Yeah. But what I do need is to be able to grab these points and go straight down with them to hit this line. So I know where on this sloped walk, this walk's going to hit. Does that make sense? Right. So then I'm going to draw that same thing straight down. Oops. I'm going to lock it to the vertical, come down, click. Okay. It's going to make a face. I'm going to say, I don't need that. All I need is those points, right? I'm going to go L for line, click. Guys, watch me on this real quick, yeah? Click. Click. There. Oops, I didn't make one there, but we're going to go back to there. And then we need one from here to there. Now, if this were coplanar, meaning that all the lines are on the same elevation, it would have made a surface, right? That's what SketchUp does. Anytime that you define a flat surface, it makes a face, right? This one is not flat because it's warped, right? So all we do, just like we did when we made the 10 in the middle, is we come here. I don't need those little pointy things. Now that I have this line on here, I'm just going to select these edges, right? Watch, I'm going to select this line. Can you guys see that, right? I'll select this one, that one, and I should just be able to select this one. Even if it doesn't show up because that's a group, I should be able to get that. Oops, I selected that. Control Shift to deselect. So sometimes if you have a line that's right, if you wiggle the view a little bit, you can actually see that I've selected, see the blue flashing? So it just means that there's two lines in one location. So it's kind of hard to tell if I have it selected. But I can see if I move it a little bit, I'm like, oh yeah, it's selected. Then I just hit the magic button. And I now have a walk that is sloping down this direction, right? See that? And it also is sloping at a warp. Yeah, right? So this side's lower. It's actually coming out, sloping down, and then turning a little bit. Yeah? Isn't that great? It's great. And now you don't even really see, depending on how warped it is. I have my hidden geometry on, so you see all the little where it breaks the slope. Yeah. But if I just turned hidden geometry off, then it just looks almost like a regular walk, right? And for me, when I'm drawing over something, or if I'm building a model quickly and I'm not making it perfect for construction, I will sometimes just get it close so I can draw over it, right? Now, some of this stuff in terms of like modeling, depending on where you are in the stage of being built or not, you will want to be more exact and more precise, right? Same thing when you're in CAD, or if you're going from hand drawing initially into CAD, it's increasing in precision, right? And then so with this one, like my first model that I'll make is probably kind of messy. It's not perfect, but it's close enough for me to draw over and to show the client. Or even it's close enough for me to show the client the model if I do it right. Yeah. It might not be perfect, but I'm like, yeah, we got to work out a couple things, but this is where we're headed. Right. Okay. So watch. Then did everybody see how I did that? Should I back up and show it again? Please? Okay, let's do it again. So I'm going to do it a slightly different way this time, because instead of bringing up this walk that I have already drafted in CAD, I'm going to, was that easy to understand how I got this walk up here? Yes or no? All I did was grab it from down below where the where all this line work is, right? And I moved command, pulled it straight up, and clicked it to the bottom of stair. Yeah, everybody tracking with that or no? Yes. Yeah. All of that is the same. Why can't you? Why can't you? I know. I'm asking you back. Why can't we do it? It's a good question. Some of them we probably can't. Why can't we do all the pathways the same? Remember the last one? We just had to move it up one way, right? Yeah, the first one we did, but why were we able to only move one little part of that? This is tying into site engineering too, which is why SketchUp's so good, because you have to solve you have to solve these problems in 3D, right? The reason we didn't have to make a 10 for this one is because this isn't sloped, is it? When we modeled it, we didn't slope it by 2%, right? Remember that you come down the stairs, then from the bottom of the stair to the other part, we just sloped that, right? So we actually have to modify, we have to warp our walks a little bit to hit that slope. This one's flat. So that's why I just grabbed that one line on the, on this, sorry, this face. I just grabbed that one face and picked it up. Yeah. Because I could just move the whole thing up and down because this is flat. Yeah. Okay. If this was angled, I'd have to grab either side. Yeah. Okay. So look, so yeah, that's a good question, right? Do you guys did you guys track with that? Yes. Okay. And especially you guys who are second years now, I don't know, have you guys done site engineering yet? But like topo and site grading? Yes or no? You haven't. Okay. Well, this is good because this, like, literally when you're modeling in 3D, you're figuring out like the slopes, you're figuring out like topography. And a lot of times when I'm teaching that in engineering, I have people pull stuff into SketchUp as fast as possible because you don't really understand what a contour is doing until you actually see a contour like in a model, and you're like, oh yeah, that's why we draw it that way. That's what it's doing, right? So yeah, so you can copy. Going back to this guy, we're on our second walk over here. This is on the north side. Yeah, yeah. That walk up? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, well, okay, so watch. So yeah, good question, because I was going to do this one a different way. I brought this one up from the bottom, right? But I honestly, the only reason I did that is so I could easily measure where it would hit on the line, right? Does that make sense? Yes. But I could just watch. If I delete this, if I come over here and hit L, click there, and then I lock it to the green one, right? Exact same thing. Yep. So there. So it's very similar to what we're doing, right? But look, you want to make sure that you're not actually making it click on the line. If you don't hold shift, it's going to drop down, and then you're not quite sure where to click it, right? And then you're like, oh, well, that looks straight. But then when you actually look at it, it looks like that, right? And then if the contractor builds that, your client's not going to be happy, right? So in this instance, because everything's orthogonal, right? Everything's 90 degrees. So it lines up with the axes. I can come in here and do that the same way we did it last time. So it's similar to how we did it last time, but it'll be a little bit different. Watch. When we click here, we're going to lock it on the green axis. See how it's giving me the option to be on the green axis, and then I hold down shift, and it's going to lock it on there, right? And then I'm able to bring it out along the green axis. So that's perpendicular to the front of the building, right? Oops. Then if I have to rotate and come here. Well, what I want to do right now, it's locked on the green axis. I want to come out and have it click right on this line, okay? So, but it's easiest sometimes to find a corner. And I know that this corner is on the edge of that line, right? So I could do that, and then I could go straight down from there, right? To see where this walk would hit on the line. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Same for this guy. We could come out from here, click here, lock it on the green axis. Oops. Let me come over here a little more. Lock it on the green axis. And I want it to come out. It needs to hit on this. It's going to hit on this sidewalk, right? So I just need to make sure I'm on that line and that SketchUp is selecting that line in some way, or I can click there. So then that's going to be, oops, that's going to be in line, like right above this walk, right? See that? Now it's lined up with this walk. So then I can go, oops, so then I can go straight down with another line, and it should hit the walk that I'm trying to get. Straight down. I hold down shift. I want to make sure it's going to click along this line. So as long as I find an endpoint or something. There we go. Okay. Do you guys see why I'm doing that, right? Because I'm coming out. So here it is, and here it is with my arms, right? That walk's doing this, yeah. The walk we've already modeled, right? We're coming out, and if we just took a straight line out with the walk we're trying to model, it's going to be above it, right? So then once we get out here, I try to drop down straight down to find this point and then this point, right? Right? Yes, it's sloped, so we have to find out where that is and where that is, and then we can make a tin or a little surface with it, right? Cool. So once I have these points, then I can go ahead and connect them all, right? I don't actually need these lines anymore, do I? Because I'm not going to trace that. That's just to help me find out where that walk is coming out, right? Now we're dropping down and we're going to make the real one. So I'm going to click here to there. And then from here, I need a line that's going to come up to this point. And then come over to here. Click again. And I'm going to come down to where I located. It's going to hit on there, right? Now I have my outline, right? Just like we did when we made this tin in here. All we had to do is make sure we had an outline, yeah? I don't need these little straight up lines either because we found those locations. So I can erase those. Select this. Select this. Select this. I'm holding down Control, right? And remember, this one might be hard to see. So I try to move the view a little bit and you can actually see it flashing blue, right? So I have that line. There's two lines there, which is why it's hard to see if I got it. So once they're all selected, I hit from tool or from contours. And then it gives me this nice thing. Now you can't even tell it's sloping really, but that's why I often keep on my hidden geometry. So you can say, oh yeah, it's not, you can see there's a bit of a slope to these. Okay. How was that? It's good, right? Good. And then we're going to make a tin in between these two walks. Tins, 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 right? The neat thing is you're practicing this over and over again because this is like the basics of modeling like topography in SketchUp is defining an area and then making a tin with it. Now, there's also a lot if you're importing, you can actually import topo as well, just like I showed you guys, and easily make a tin with your topo. Yeah. But even with that, it doesn't always come clean because of how it runs through walls. So you kind of have to know this and go back and forth with that process too. Good. Does everybody got that walk in? You got it. Perfect. So watch. So once we do that, let's go ahead and keep going. Watch. We're going to come through here. The next thing I want to do, if we jump back to the final model, I want you to make this tin. See this tin right here? This one. Right? That's the one I want you to make next. Okay, in between one walk down to the next. Okay, and all I'm going to do is define that edge. You see, all I did was design, or I just drew this outside edge the way I want it to go. Run it along the walk. And then I draw another one up here. Right? Oh, the light's pretty bad, but I'm just defining this space with lines. Right? And then I select all those lines, boom, from sandbox, right? Then I can color it green. Then you got this kind of sloping green thing. Isn't this great? That's so great. All right, so now, but what I want to do, watch, I am going to do one thing. I'm going to make, well, no, we'll keep it easy. Let's just come in here where all these lines are we've been working with. That way it's easy to copy edges that we've made, okay? So I just selected that edge. I'm going to select this edge. Oh, but look, it went all the way back to there. I don't want it to go to there. I want it to wrap around this wall. So I'm going to draw out. I have to come in and kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm going to draw a line. Whoa. Here. I'll have it slope up just a little bit, maybe. This is also when you're site grading, you actually start to sculpt things with your site grading. Yeah. So watch. I know there's going to be a slope here because I have these stairs. So watch. The way I define this edge will be how I define the slope there, right? So watch. I want to come down. I'm just going to do, maybe I want it to go to right there. See if it'll show me. We'll do it right there. Come around to there. To there. Okay. Now we got that line. That line. That line. That line. Oops. So look, I'm selecting my whole boundary, right? Right, I've got that's the way I want the slope to come down there. Oops, let's like that. If I over select, I Control Shift to deselect. Right, it's coming along. Select there, but look, I need to draw a line that comes up along here as well, right? Because look, this FFL is higher than that one. But watch, we'll solve it. Don't worry, we'll solve it. We'll solve it right now. We're going to draw a line from here down to there. Look at that slope. Then we're going to bring the grade back this way to there, there. And we're going to slope it down. Look, it needs to come down to this level. So we're going to come down to here. Select there. To there. Maybe even back to here. Okay. And then we need a line in here that we can select from here to here. The slope's going to come down here as well. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do this in more detail, but all I'm doing is tracing around. Now I should be able to deselect that. Oops. Oh no, I need to make sure that that line connects. Selecting each one of these lines, right? And once I have this selected, see that whole blue area? Hit from contours, right? Now look, this is a little weird over here, isn't it? What should we do there? Like right up against the house, it's a little steep. Yeah. What I would do is I would come in and I'd make a foundation wall, right? I'll pull this down and have a little bit of space here. Yep. All depends if I'm designing or if I just, once again, if I'm going to drop some plants in there, I might just leave it like this because I'm going to draw all over it. Yeah. Yep. Foundation plants. Then I could go copy this guy over. Oops. Right? Oh, man. So all you got to do is on each one of these spaces is define that area and then make it obvious, right? Yeah, what's up? What is it? What's up? Where are you stuck? Resume recording, okay? So here's another one, right? This walk is sloping, so we're going to have to figure out we have to figure it out, right? So we're going to draw L for line. First, I want to make sure that I'm inside this group because I want it to be easy to make another 10 between these two. L for line. I'm going to click here. Now look, I'm on the green axis, right? How do I keep it on the green axis? Hold down shift, right? Yep. And then it's coming out here. Now look, I want it to line up with the edge, right? But look, sometimes SketchUp has a hard time finding the edge. So I click on an endpoint because I want it to intersect with this existing pathway, right? So I'm going to click there. Right. So there's one of those. We can go ahead and do this other one while we're here, while we're doing this, right? We'll click bottom of stair, coming out. Now I need a point to click to. I'm holding down shift, click to there. Now both of these are underneath it, yeah? So that's odd, yes? Watch. So look, if I were to draw straight up, if I click there and start drawing a line and then I hold shift down on a vertical, I could find the point where they would intersect with that walk, right? We're close enough. Right there. But look, this is weird because that means that this walk is lower than this walk. What does that mean when it rains? Where's the water going? It's going back this way, isn't it? So what I would do, I would delete one of these risers. Or we could just do it this way. Watch, we're just going to bury one of the risers. So we'll click here, come out. But honestly, I don't really care if you do it this way either. You can so that would be a little bit above it. With one riser, we're only getting down to slightly above it. Yeah? Everybody see that? But to keep it simple, just because we're building this model, we can have it like drop down a little bit back towards the house, okay? It's not good, I know. Engineering wise, it's not what we want, is it? So we would, what's that? It's not allowed. It's not good. So, all right. Oh yeah, I hear you. So let's delete those lines. Let's do it somewhat the right way, right? So instead of drawing two stairs down, instead of descending 0.3, we're just going to draw a line right here. Right? And we're going to carry this line out and have it intersect. Oops. And have it intersect with this. Holding down green, we'll click there. Right? Now look, if we only go down one riser, we're actually just a little bit above this existing walk. See that? Perfect. So then we just draw a line straight down on the green axis to right there. Okay, and we're going to come over here and do the same thing. Click here, hold on to the green, coming out. Need it to line up. Oops, need it to line up out here with this line. Now we should be hold it to the blue line and go straight down to there. Okay, how are we doing? Does that look good? Now we have some points to work with, right? We can draw a line from, we can actually erase these guys. Do not need them anymore. Now we can draw a line here to there, to there, to there. Whoa. To there, out to this one, okay? Now, it might be a bit of a stair poking out there. We'll just delete it. 1, 2, 3, 4. From contours, right? Chow, pow. Now look at this little trip hazard right here. That's pretty ugly. But watch, what we'll do is we can come into this group. Now, if we change it here, if I change this without making it unique, all of those are going to do it, right? That's not what I want. These guys look fine, don't they? So we're going to come here. I'm going to make this group, right click, make unique. Yeah. So then I should be able to come in here, push that thing down just a little bit. So there's one riser. Okay. Yes. Should we go? Let's go. We're on a mission to get chicken, people. Now, while you're waiting, there are a whole lot of walks and a whole lot of tins you can make, yeah? Yes, sir. Hopefully the biscuits will power you through, yeah? Oh, there's a whole lot more. How many did you guys get? Okay. Who is the trustworthy one to walk around? We have to leave. What? You guys tell me who the trustworthy. Well, hey, you guys figure it out. Somebody walking around and just everybody take like another one, or just make sure everyone gets the same. Yes, yes. Okay, then I would come through and I'd make a 10 in between this, right? Okay. I'll leave this up.